What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Oh no, mama, look up! I'm a goner! Oh no! Oh no, mama!
Oh, man. That was just horrifically bad.
You didn't like it?
I mean, it caught me by surprise.
I didn't have enough variance in my tone.
Yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah.
I could feel that. I didn't believe it. It wasn't believable.
Yeah, it's called scatting, not shouting.
That was just
that was definitely called shouting, Mike.
No, I know.
Oh,
yeah.
you're saying was supposed. Okay,
Yes,
I'm tracking.
Now,
that.
Al is saying, was I going for a mama? There was a mama in there.
Yeah.
I said, were you trying to rhyme Ghana with mama?
No, I'm a goner. Yeah, I was.
Oh,
yeah, I was.
okay.
Oh, okay. See,
I said, oh no, mama, look up, I'm a goner. It ties in with the show.
No. The tie-in was immediate. I knew what you were doing.
Okay. All right.
See, the problem is Jason started last week with, oh no, here we go, something along those lines. So it's very similar.
Well, stay tuned next week.
Oh no!
When you're facing a disaster of epic proportions, don't you look for your mama?
Yeah, I think that's
For
very
comfort?
common.
For comfort?
Very, very common.
We're drafting the best disaster movies on today's show.
Yeah, baby.
We've got Would You Rather and The Situation Room as well. Jason is kind of known. I mean, Mike as well.
Yes. Oh, how dare you?
Yeah, Mike is right
How
there with me.
dare
We are
you.
hand in hand.
We are Thelma and Louise.
You don't care what actors,
No.
production company teams, budgets. If it's got the end of the world plot line, if there's a crevice that can open up, an acid rain that can fall, a meteor that can collide into another meteor and hit the earth,
a landmark that's destroyed.
a wave the size of
Oh, how many feet?
Yeah.
How many feet is this wave? Because that's why you're getting me hot and bothered. I want that 300 feet.
and it doesn't matter if the plot's got holes. It doesn't matter who
cares?
John
I'm
Cusack's
watching
in
it.
the movie. You're
I'm
in.
watching it for the destruction and the destruction alone. The bigger, the crazier, the wilder, the more outrageous and outlandish I am in.
What's amazing is that if you combine disaster movie, the genre,
Sure.
with The Rock in it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like he has a money printing, like mathematics there, right? Like he could be in 50 consecutive disaster movies,
100%.
and he would make $50 million a movie for the rest of his life if he wanted
Well,
to.
because I and many would watch 50 of those in a row.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely the disaster genre. It bleeds over like monster, alien, zombie, like just natural weather. I mean, it's an amorphous movie genre. But yes, like all of the new Rock movies, no matter what is going on in there, it's not just an action movie. There's like massive destruction happening in the Rock movies.
And just behind The Rock is John Cena, just
don't do that.
cleaning
to the
up
Rock.
all
Don't do that to the Rock.
cleaning up all the roles that they want to pay down a little bit and get the budget Rock.
Yeah, that's when they're like, yeah, budget rock. This is a comedy movie. Who's not funny? Let's get John Cena.
He's doing better.
He is.
He's doing better.
Honestly, he is doing better.
Yes.
I've seen him in a couple of things recently where I was not cringing like crazy. And so,
but you'd
good.
see a disaster movie with him for
Oh,
sure.
heck yeah, man. Put John Cena. You got me.
Hold on. Does Mount Rushmore get exploded?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm in.
Then give me John Cena. I mean, I'll take anyone. You started with John Cusack. I mean, if that's good enough.
Started at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm in.
Well, that's what's coming up. Disaster movie draft. I have the first pick. It's an interesting. It'll be an interesting draft. At Spitballers Pod on Twitter, spitballerspod.com is the website. You can become a Spitwad, support the show. Thank you for subscribing, reviewing. You can review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and we love you.
We do.
When you leave us a nice review.
You know what you can't do on Apple or Spotify, though? Is tell your friends. You got to do that in the
they
real.
They might have a share button.
In the real. Do that? Wait.
I think
they
do?
do?
They probably got a share
Okay,
button.
well then.
We'll hit that share button.
Yeah, share.
Let's move on.
Don't be a square.
And share.
Would you rather?
And you're mad at my scat. Don't be a square. Oh, mama. Kyle from Twitter. Would you rather get stuck for 4 hours on top of a Ferris wheel or 4 hours in an elevator?
Interesting.
Okay.
So it's heights versus claustrophobia.
And potential heights.
Yeah, and there's some heights built in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, but you don't know. I mean,
you probably
You
do.
know when you're
Wait,
looking over there and you're on floor 42.
Yeah.
But that matters to you?
Well, yeah, because here's the problem: is in both situations something has gone wrong, and in the book of things that have gone wrong for this, one of the chapters is it falls.
Yeah.
Okay.
For both of them.
Yeah,
Yes.
all right. I was thinking more of like you're afraid of heights. And it's not that you're afraid of heights. When you're in an elevator, nobody who's afraid of heights like is scared to get in an elevator.
Yes, they are.
No.
Yes, they are. Absolutely. In a high-rise building, yes.
It's not like a glass elevator.
There's,
No, it doesn't matter.
There's overlap.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
I don't believe you.
You put the elevator on the ground, you tell me this is on the ground floor, I'll take 8 hours in the elevator over a 4 on top of that Ferris wheel.
That makes sense. That makes sense because the threat of
The threat of falling.
the imminent doom of falling is
Yeah.
certainly scary. But my point is that can you not connect what I'm saying here where there's a
I
difference
thought you just
between-
connected what we were saying.
No,
I thought we made a breakthrough.
But listen. I'm saying there's a difference, at least in my head, of when you are afraid of heights, like there's a fear of the height versus a fear of the impending doom of a long fall. Like I'm not afraid of heights. You know,
Sure,
what I mean?
okay.
Like someone that is not afraid of heights still would not want to be on the 42nd floor.
Correct.
And that's not because of a fear of heights. You know what I'm saying? It's because they know that if they fall from that height, they die. But that's not. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're gonna move on.
Never.
So the thing is if I'm at the top of an elevator, like an elevator on a top floor, and it could fall straight down, the top of a Ferris wheel, that would be bad. But in my head, the disaster that is waiting to happen is only that it comes off and starts rolling. That's the only possible bad thing. That's the only thing that
Like
can happen is the main axle falls off.
It's not a cart detaching.
Correct.
It's the whole
That's
entire
impossible.
wheel starts going.
And
That's right. The wheel rolls down the city.
We
Like
do
Goosebumps.
know from movies
Yes.
that it would roll. It would 100%. It
It
would
does.
never fall over.
It's a Ferris wheel.
Yes, it
Yeah.
would just roll, no matter how windy. There's nothing that could ever make
They
that
engineer
fall.
them that way for safety.
Yeah. I think I would. So this is a clear.
You got a
and
nice
easy,
view.
What kind
right.
of okay? I need some more definition on the Ferris wheel here because there's many different types of cages where I've been in complete open air cages where like it's a low back. There was a particular family vacation.
Those are scary.
Which this is like a legendary story in the Wright household. Back when I was a child, we were traveling around and we all decided, let's go on this Ferris wheel. And somehow me and my father got put in a car, in our own one. And we were terrified. Like, just
Did
absolute.
it seem rinky?
Yes. Yeah.
Like not put together right?
Yeah, there was something that was slightly off. And I mean, we're just like head buried in our laps, not looking out.
Waiting for it to end.
But meanwhile, my mom and my sister are like spinning their car around, taking photos, and so we've had to explain to them how our particular car was extra dangerous.
yeah. I wanted to hear what
But-
you were saying, Jay. What,
Oh, did I? I'm
oh, you're trying to figure
well,
out what
yeah, like the car is it open like that, like a low back, or is it a full? Is it a cage?
I mean, that's a whole nother. It's tough because the cages are the bigger wheels.
yes, you're
In which case,
higher
is
up.
it scarier on a smaller wheel with an open cart or a big wheel with a closed cart?
Oh, that's a good
question within a question?
Man,
We need to pick the scariest and put it into this
okay.
main
We need
question.
to pick the scariest
Yeah.
for both.
I think the scariest is the closed cart, but like
higher up.
5 stories up.
Yeah, I mean, the Disneyland
That's huge,
California
right?
Adventures Ferris wheel is terrifying when you're at the top. Like,
Yes.
it is. My wife and daughter. There is nothing that brings me greater joy than their terror on that ride. They are not happy.
Do you guys go on the swingies? on the so if you're not familiar, ladies and gentlemen, Disneyland, they have static carts where it just goes around like a regular Ferris wheel.
Still swings like
A little bit.
like
but then
a
they have
normal
some that are on a track, so these things roll back and forth from the momentum they get from going around the circle.
Yeah, we have always been in the non-swinging, which actually goes higher. Like
Right, because you're at the tippy top.
Right, when you peak, it's higher, and that's a lot of fun to watch their fear.
But they agree to go on it every time?
Not every time.
Okay.
No,
I was like,
it's
this
like
is
a
weird, man.
It's like a once in every 3 or 4 trip I can
Okay.
convince them to go on.
So
It's been a while.
but your actual danger is more significant in that one, because even though you're enclosed, that enclosure is not going to help you if you fall that height. Whereas on a smaller Ferris wheel, you could climb down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
You can climb out.
We've really gotten deep into this.
So here's the reality. It's just a matter of view. That's it. If you are afraid of heights, and I am not speaking to people afraid of falling to their death. Everyone
same
is
people.
Everyone is afraid of falling to their death. Not everyone is afraid of heights. Not the same people. I will go to my grave on this hill. I will die here.
When do you feel afraid of
Would
falling
you
to your
agree that
death?
everyone is afraid
on the ground?
of falling to their death?
As a broad
everyone
non-active fear, yes, but
Yes.
not at every moment. When you go to the Grand Canyon, not everybody there is afraid of falling to their death on that exact moment.
But there are plenty of people that are afraid of heights at that moment, right?
Yes.
So they're two different people.
No, they're afraid.
Booyakasha!
They're afraid of heights because they're afraid of falling to their death.
If you're on the top of the Ferris wheel, everyone is afraid of falling to their death, but not everyone
No, they're
is
not.
simply afraid of the view. The view, when you're up there,
It's too beautiful.
The sunrise.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Right now.
No, this is
Peels.
easy. I will submit to your opinion if you answer this one
All
question
right,
for me.
I will.
What fear do people that are afraid of heights have?
Fear of heights? Is there a official name for it?
No, I'm asking you, what are they afraid of?
They are afraid of being up high.
And
Why?
Why?
Because of the fear of falling, I'm sure.
Okay.
But
now we're back to
but
the beginning.
people who don't have a fear of heights still would be afraid of falling to their death.
No, not in that moment. They're not. That's the point.
Yeah,
You're
they're
on
not
top of.
envisioning.
Okay, your wife and your daughter are on top of a Ferris wheel.
Mhm.
You see terror in them. You're not terrified.
Right.
Why?
Because we're two different types of people.
So you're not afraid of falling to your death.
I am 100% afraid of falling to my death. I'm just not 100% afraid of falling to my death at that moment.
That's my point. Is that at that moment you're not? So not everybody is.
But those
Oh.
with a fear of
I
height,
don't know what we're arguing about anymore.
those with a fear of height would be fine in the elevator versus they would not be okay on a Ferris wheel, right? Because
I can say that people with fear of heights are afraid of going up into a high elevator.
but compare these two, because that's the question. People with a fear of heights would feel much better, even if it's the 40th floor on an elevator, than in an open Ferris wheel where they see their height.
I can agree with that.
Potentially,
yes.
yeah.
That's my point.
Neat point.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We've been arguing for 20 minutes for you to make that point.
I feel like I was
10
there in
minutes?
the beginning. I was there in the beginning. You guys just
what
got
was the
there.
original question?
The question is, would you rather be stuck in an elevator broken down for 4 hours or on a Ferris wheel broken down for 4 hours? And let's say you're at the top floor or the top of the Ferris
I'm going
wheel.
to take the elevator because I believe it's been inspected more recently. Final answer.
You can walk around in there at least a little bit.
I feel like they're just people build Ferris wheels, and I just don't know what the whole maintenance of Ferris wheels process is globally.
I'm going to take the Ferris wheel because I am too gassy. 4 hours.
Say, what's
in
your
an
fear
elevator.
of farts?
Yeah, that would be my biggest fear. I got to be able to let it out at some point in time. And if I'm in that elevator, unless I'm by myself. If I'm by myself, I'd take the elevator. But with other people, I've got to take the Ferris wheel.
Mike, final answer?
I feel like if you were in the elevator, you would take it upon yourself as a challenge of how farty can I make this elevator.
Oh, man, when that elevator opens and the rescuers come, they would need a gas mask, my friend.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I'm all by myself.
Man, some other guy was sitting here before me.
Was that you? I will take. Oh, both are just awful for me.
One argument for the elevator is best case scenario, the doors open when you get rescued and you walk off. With the Ferris wheel, best case scenario is you're riding that thing back down to the bottom.
Or
you're
you're getting on a ladder.
A ladder, yeah.
That's best case for you?
No, that's
Well, no, I
worse.
mean-
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was thinking just of worst case.
Yeah,
scenario.
I know what you're saying. The people have been stuck on you could add in the top of a roller coaster where it stops at the peak and people have had to get rescued off of that.
that would be the worst.
That's not good because you're just there for an hour and at any moment it could just drop over the top.
Oh, I guess How
does that not catch you off guard?
I'm taking. I guess I'll take the elevator.
All right, Stuart wants to know. Simple question: would you rather learn to surf or skateboard?
Stuart.
Surf.
Stuart.
Yep. You can't even hear the question.
Stuart. Yeah, because you can't hear the name Stuart without saying it like
Get
that.
the Desitin.
Would you rather learn to surf or learn to skateboard?
Oh,
Great question.
yes.
Only one of these you have the potential to be eaten by sharks. But I will take surfing. I want to be in the ocean every day.
For sure. It's got to be surfing. You're going to fall.
Stuart the surfer.
You're going to fall in both of these scenarios. Let me fall onto water instead of onto cement. Right? Like that's it for me. That's the
It's not just falling onto water though. You're falling into water, and then you have
More water.
You have the incredible force of nature holding you under, oftentimes pushing you into the rocks and things that are under the water.
I'm not saying it's not more dangerous. Sharks are
I'm not
real.
worried. I'm not worried about the sharks. I'm worried about coral.
Everybody has a fear of sharks.
Okay, now we can agree. The murder machines in the ocean.
Water can turn you up.
Oh,
spit you out.
Water's definitely dangerous. I mean, you could just straight up drown. But honestly, I would love to surf. I wish I could
it
surf.
seems like a lot of fun.
Probably less skin cancer if you're doing the skateboarding.
I don't know.
Why
I
is
mean,
that?
you're out in the sun.
You're skateboarding inside?
Yeah, you got a shady place?
I don't skateboard topless. I mean, I imagine I'm surfing topless.
Oh, usually you're in like
Yeah,
a
wetsuit?
Yeah,
All right.
like a scuba suit.
Well, maybe it's safer then.
Well,
A scuba suit.
okay.
Oh man, I
All
want
right.
you going out there with the.
It's the whole
You
gear.
got your flippers on.
I ain't gonna drown if I fall. No getting me,
Yeah,
Coral.
You can't get turned up. You'll be able to breathe underwater.
Yeah, well, I'll never get up on the surfboard
you
either.
genius. Okay.
Those flippers.
I'm calling it now. The picture for this episode needs to be Jason plus scuba suit on surfboard, hanging 10.
So the thing, like, I would love to surf as well, but that requires that you're in the ocean or whatever, a surf park. Skateboarding you can do
Anywhere.
pretty much anywhere unless, the man's trying to shut you down.
Right.
Like, there's just so many more opportunities for skateboarding.
To be fair, the man would also shut down all surfing in those same locations.
the man could control the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, skateboarding, you can skateboard to work.
Yeah.
You can skateboard around.
There is a lot more functional, practical use to skateboarding. There is no functional, practical use to surfing. You're not using that as a method of transportation.
What's your
Right.
favorite skating trick, Jason?
Ollie?
Okay.
Just jumping?
That's the only one I know.
didn't know which one he'd
I
go
am
with.
so proud of myself for having one.
That was good. No, that was quick.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to ollie?
I have never been on a skateboard.
Okay, well, it's a little too late.
Yes. Yes, it is. I have not. I don't hear what I'm not saying. I have tried to get on a skateboard.
It's not too late for surfing, though, right?
No, you could do it. But what I was going to bring up about an ollie is, like, when maybe it's just me, but, I'm watching people skateboard, and you slam the back of the skateboard down, and then you jump. But what you don't realize when you're not a skateboarder is you're slamming it down, and then you're using your other foot to pick the skateboard up off the ground. And once you're trying to comprehend that these people are doing that maneuver, like how is anybody doing this? This seems impossible. It's an impossible thing where a surfboard, I just stand up. I stand up on it, which is very difficult. I'm not minimizing it, but I stand on a big board. Where the other one, people are like doing this incredible gymnast move with their feet.
Okay. Coordination level?
Yes.
I don't know. Your balance is going to be
very
needed
impressive.
for both.
Yeah. You got to have some good leg muscles. But I really, I do want to learn how to surf in my life.
What's-
like from this point on at my decrepit age already, I would love to learn to surf.
It comes down to this, like, what's cooler?
Surfing.
Surfing or skateboarding? What's cooler?
Probably surfing.
Man, I think it's skateboarding.
No way.
Yeah, they're both cool.
Nobody looks at surfers and
Who's the most famous surfer you know?
Oh, I don't know.
Who's
Surfers.
the most famous skateboarder you know?
That's fair.
Name a surfing video game, Mike, because I can name Tony Hawk, pro skater.
Yeah, they made one. I believe it was Matt Kelly. Is that his name?
Yeah, exactly.
They tried.
Yeah.
The same people that made Tony Hawk tried to make surfing, but it wasn't cool.
Okay, you've got me on the celebrity.
Final answer is surfing for all of us.
I'm taking skateboarding.
Okay. All right. One more would you rather there? Okay. Carson from the website. Would you rather literally grab a bull by the horns
Oh man,
or literally put your foot in your mouth?
what?
How
This
much
is
of
not?
how much of my foot?
This is
As
not
much as you can get in there.
a question at all. Who in the world would choose the bull by the horns? You're
What happens to you right after you do that?
death.
You ride a bull.
Yes, that's
It
how
rides you.
That's how you get on the bull. You grab the horns and you hoist yourself up from
Where does
the
that
horns.
phrase come from?
Grab a bull by the horn.
Is
I
that,
don't know.
that so that's like when you're confronting
Yes.
somebody
Taking
and you're
it
like
head on.
just yeah.
Yes,
okay.
exactly. There's a challenge in front of you, and you're going to tackle it. And all I could think of is dodgeball. The painting.
Yes.
It's like, it's me grab the bull by the horns. It's metaphorical.
But it really.
But it really happened.
So and then the foot in your mouth thing, I mean that's going to be a real
That's easy, like-
flexibility issue.
Yeah, there is a flexibility issue. All right. Here, we're going to put it out here.
I'm a little scared.
Have you ever bit
Yeah.
your toenail?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where
Yeah.
if people were going to try and pretend that they haven't tried that.
Not toenail.
Not recently.
Not toenail. But like
Nails.
You know, nails.
Oh,
I never
like
do
like
one.
a bunion?
I never do one at a time.
You bite
what
the
are you
bone?
biting?
Like the little skin by the toenail. The little, like I had
Oh,
like a
the-
little
the-
piece of skin.
Oh, you're worried about a little ingrown?
hanging off from the
Cuticle.
Yeah.
I've
It's
I
not the
thought
cuticle,
cuticles at the
'cause-
bottom of the nail.
Yeah, it is.
I've bit the toenail. I mean, it's been years, decades even.
Yeah,
thankfully.
because the foot no longer
Right.
reaches
It's not.
the mouth.
It was more of an option as a child.
If you said,
Convenience.
if you said you get $1 million to put your big toe in your mouth, I believe I would have $0.
What if
Oh,
I
you
give you?
can't do it.
I don't know.
Can I give
haven't
you
tried.
Could I give you a couple weeks?
Oh, absolutely. I could do it in a couple weeks for sure.
if as long as you dislocate his knee.
No, I just need to
You
stretch.
gotta hit the yoga.
Stretch, do some yoga, maybe lose a
How
couple
many
lbs.
feet? How many feet away are you right now from doing this?
There's one way to find it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How
So
close
wait,
do
are
we
you
get?
actually gonna go for it? Okay. So all right, so we're on the.
All right, you're about 8 inches.
no,
I
that
could
was
not-
that was a foot.
I could not do this. If you gave me a couple weeks, I have found out that there is no amount of time.
How injured are you now?
Actually, I got a good stretch. I
Okay,
feel like my
okay.
back is a little limber.
It is Jason and I are very famous for our lack of hamstring flexibility. When we used to work out together, we would be openly mocked.
Yeah, my legs are about 3.5 feet. My hamstring is about 6 inches. And then-
Didn't we make this joke? Imagine you have spent your whole life being insulted for your hamstring, and you go to the doctor one day. They're looking things over, and they're like, "Sir, you do not have them."
right.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would be thrilled. I love finding problems. Like we're business owners. We've
Right.
run websites and video games in the past. I love finding broken things because it means you get to fix it. So
Which brings us to Al. Al,
yes, broken.
did you ever bite your toenails as a child?
I have not.
Give it a go.
I cannot.
When you were a kid and you had to do the, I guess I'm just making an assumption, but we had a mandated fitness test.
Yep.
Mhm.
That you had to do in PE, where it's like, can you do a pull-up? Can you run
Just
the mile?
talking about this yesterday.
Okay,
not a
and-
joke.
And there was the, can you touch your toes?
Yep, they'd put you
The
put your feet
precedence.
on the box, and then you'd put
Yes.
your hands up, and you try to
there
stretch.
was something called I remember I made like president something like that. There was a ranking.
You could touch your toes?
No, I cheated the heck off of that one
What?
thing. Oh, yeah, baby.
And you got an award?
And I got an award because I crushed everything else. I could do the mile, I could do the pull-ups, I could do everything else. But I knew that the toes were a problem, and I cheat. Oh, my knees were so bent. I mean, nobody was paying enough attention because
No one was holding your knees down?
No one was holding
You got
my
an
knees.
athletic award
yeah.
that you cheated on.
Yeah, and I would do it
And
again.
from that moment in time, he knew cheating was the way.
That was the beginning.
Like I never could.
Oh, wow.
I could never touch my
No,
toes even
no.
as a child.
I was just talking about those tests, though, yesterday with my brother-in-law.
Do they still do that?
I don't know. I don't think so. They don't care about the fitness of our children anymore. But I just remembered being so young and how many pull-ups I could do when I was a third, fourth grader and weighed nothing. And pull-ups were like, you do 20 of them.
Yeah.
Now I look at 2 like wow.
You could do that, and like how many sit-ups you could do.
Yeah.
It's like I'll just do this all day.
Oh, I know. It was awesome. Like, wait, how long? 60 seconds? Okay, I did 200. But, like, I mean, you're not even tired.
Yes.
Man, it's so good to be a kid.
All right. We moving on?
Let's move on.
I guess we didn't choose the bull or the foot.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
there was a question.
Well, yeah, because a bull's going to try and kill you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't put my foot in the mouth. I
Yeah.
guess.
So you're on the
You're a dead
bull.
man.
Yeah, I'm impaled.
Hey, Spitwads, we want to thank Ritual for supporting today's show. Yes, Ritual knows one thing, and the truth is this. Protein powders can be intimidating, but we all need protein. So it's not just about muscles. It helps keep your bones healthy, and protein needs change out there in the world. That's what Ritual is doing. They're bringing you a different kind of protein powder that's delicious, plant-based, and has 3 distinct formulas designed to meet the body's changing protein needs. I've been getting the Ritual protein powder for months, and it is wonderful. I have shared some of the Ritual protein powder with some friends of mine who have been in that world, and they love it. And you can choose, like I said, from 3 thoughtful formulas, 20 grams of pea protein per serving. They got a daily shake for 18 and above. They got a daily shake for 50 and above. They got a pregnancy and postpartum protein shake. If you're ready to shake up your protein ritual, you can. Our listeners get 10% off during your first 3 months at ritual.com/spitballers. Ritual even offers the money-back guarantee if you're not 100% in love. Visit ritual.com/spitballers today for 10% off your first 3 months.
The Situation Room.
All right, another Andy on Twitter said this. Your local wizard has granted the 3 of you a wish to use. Thank you, local wizard. The only catch is that you all have to wish for the same thing for it to be granted without knowing what the other 2 wish for.
Oh.
What do you pick to get your wish granted?
I mean, this is
Okay.
easy.
Write it down.
I mean, we don't have to have the verbatim syntax, right? You just like the general idea.
I mean, mine's
think so.
slightly
You need
narrower.
to be pretty verbatim.
I think we can get there. I really think we can get
So
there.
we're all writing it down right now.
Now, this
well,
would
hold
not
on.
necessarily be my answer without this
of course.
situation, but where we're trying to make sure that we're all in it together and we all get this.
This is like a game show where it's like if
Yeah.
you all answer the
Isn't-
same question, you
Isn't
get
that
it.
like the honeymoon show?
Yeah,
Is like
something like that.
Newlyweds.
Thank you.
That's
The
just
Newlyweds
like
show.
us 3.
We should
All
go
right.
on the Newlyweds.
Let's reveal to make sure we all get the prize.
Okay, make
Okay.
sure you put it at your camera.
All right.
All ready?
1, 2, 3.
3.
Infinite money. Crap, I wrote $1 million.
What are you? Come on,
$1 million
Andrew!
would have been what I wrote.
What kind of bad wish is that?
Well, we don't get nothing
We
now.
get nothing because you're a cheapskate.
I just thought I was trying to go with what the most common answer was, and
Yeah.
Al just said he would have put $1 million.
I mean, infinite money, $1 million. One of those is real stupid. But go buy a yacht, Andy. Oh, you can't. You only have $1 million.
It's not, I'm aware that infinite is more than 1 million.
Are you aware how wishes work?
I'm trying to. I was trying to hit the same one. Al and I would have hit,
Yeah, and
but that was very funny because you had the exact same answer.
because it's right there.
I mean, okay.
Infinite money.
You got us this time, wizard.
Dang it!
Next time we'll be back.
All right. Well, I mean,
That was the shortest question of all time.
that was a great experiment.
Nothing.
But you would have put him. Is Brooksy here?
He is.
Brooks.
Yeah.
What would you have written down?
Well, infinite money, of course.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Guess you can swap me out.
Brooks wouldn't need to write
I mean,
that.
he doesn't wish for what he already has.
Right. That's true. He just writes nothing
Yes, that would be his wish.
to completely ruin it.
I'm good here.
All right. Matt from Patreon writes in this situation for us. Says, Papa Skids. Okay, that's my dad.
Yes.
For those that are new to the show, was nicknamed Papa Skids. The pastor, which is
I assume that's my
that's
father.
your father, Mike, and Ron,
Ron, which is my father.
your father's
Ron.
actual name.
Right. Well, because I told the story of it's Ron Moore, and in roll call, he would be more Ron.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and you pooped your pants in his car.
That's true.
Papa Skids, the pastor, and Ron are now the new hosts of this podcast. What segments of the show do you think that they would nail, and what segments do you think would be difficult?
Oh.
How many episodes do you think before they would be calling it quits? It would be the most awkward podcast ever.
Oh man,
I
I think my dad could give it a go. I think he would have a good time.
Yeah.
And I don't think he would quit. I think he would go until the ratings forced the quit.
Yeah.
Your dad knows how to podcast, Mike.
Yeah, my dad could do it. I mean, he's called the pastor because he's been a pastor his entire career.
What a good nickname.
What I'm saying, because sometimes.
Call the pastor because he butchers pigs for a living. He's a butcher, so they call him the pastor.
But I'm
They
saying
put him out to pasture.
My dad's nickname is the worst on this here.
I'm saying my dad has public speaking ability, and during that's done many interviews, and so he could roll with pretty much whatever.
Yeah, he has experience. I wonder if my father would never make eye contact with either, as he would be. He'd be looking around,
admiring the set
at things to kind of improve. He'd
Oh.
want to fix. He might be adjusting the chair. He might get a wrench out. I think he would just be looking at ways to fix something.
I think the Would You Rather would be their bread and butter.
Okay.
Because the nice thing about the Would You Rather is you've got two choices. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's kind of right there for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get them into a big fear of heights discussion.
Oh,
That's
that's
an-
for experts.
That's advanced level
Yeah.
podcasting.
Well, my dad could tell the story of us in the Ferris wheel from his perspective.
That's good.
At least I was a child. He was a grown man.
I'm wondering if he had shown a little bit more courage, maybe you wouldn't have been scared in the moment.
Maybe. We'll never know.
Was he just constantly saying this thing's about to fall apart?
Yeah, I mean, he was in a worse way than I was.
I wonder which one could spell the best. I don't know if my dad's got that on lockdown. And Jason's spelling, he probably got taught by his father, so I'm not sure.
How's Ron with spelling?
I would assume
That's W-R-O-N, Ron.
Ron. I promise you, he's 100 times better speller than I am. I don't know if he's good or not, but
Okay.
still better. No, this is my chance to remind you that I am the reigning champion. Right
That
now.
is true.
Yeah.
It is interesting, trying to think through this question. How little we truly know about our fathers. There's so much mystery there.
Mhm.
Is there?
Yes.
Okay.
Which means how little our children know about our.
And that's the way that it will remain.
Alec from Patreon, you're on a beach vacation in an all-inclusive resort
Delightful.
where you have 5 full days.
Heck yeah.
How many days should have some kind of activity planned? How many days should be completely open?
What a great, realistic, awesome question that I am passionate about.
This is not a Spitballers question.
No, this is just a real.
Alec is planning a vacation and wants us
Who
to.
is?
Alec.
Oh, okay.
Alec from Patreon.
This is more life advice.
Yes, this is life advice. Alec, you've come to the right place. Maximum 2 days of planned preparation, excursions, whatever you want to call them. 2 days, I think, is the right amount.
Now, do you front load them?
No.
Because you want to relax at the end?
Whenever there's a 2 and a 3 situation, I think it's pretty easy to go on, off, on, off, on. So I would go relax, excursion, relax, excursion, and relax. Start and end your vacation with a nice relaxation, And in the middle, you got a couple events, couple things to do.
I might go
I'd-
activities, relax, relax, and double down on the relaxing to end due to low energy.
Can you handle, like, just it's not a tech, like, just personality-wise, are you cool with, like, 3 straight days of just all we're going to do is we're going to go to the beach and we're just going to lay here?
Great question.
Because that's not for everybody.
I'm cool with 3 unplanned days, but that would still include things. Is that improv? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You go grab a meal, you get some ice cream,
Well,
you go for a walk.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
it's all
not,
inclusive.
Not seeing, every site that this tourist place wants me to see and planning everything in advance.
okay, let's take that a step further.
Okay.
You're at this resort.
Oh yeah, it's all inclusive.
It's all inclusive. Everything's there. Your relaxation.
Do they have a
day,
daycare?
Your relaxation day, absolutely. The kids are
Okay.
taken care of.
All right.
Your relaxation day is
Oh, this is a good question.
kick your feet up, have some drinks, have some meals at mealtime,
Play on my phone.
relax on your bed, just do nothing. No event at all. It's just chilling in great location with all expenses paid and all the food and drink you want. That's your relaxation day.
Yeah.
How many days in a row can you do just that, which is
Ooh.
basically nothing? You are
Right.
doing nothing.
2?
No activities.
2. Before I do something, yeah.
What's your number, Mike?
4.
I think I'm 27. I don't think I could make it a full month.
Not a full February.
No, not a full February, but I could do 27. And at the end of the month, I would really need some kind of
Okay.
activity.
Yeah, I saw that one coming. Maybe not that many days, but
That'd be super
That's
awesome.
a lot of days.
I could do it, I promise.
okay. All right. Now, genuinely, I want to ask a deeper question
Yeah,
before
okay,
we move
let's
into the
get
draft.
real.
Because, look, I'll be the first to admit, like, leisure has been somewhat redefined through the technological age. Okay? So a lot of people, for better or worse, and I see it in my own kids, especially the 13-year-old, they associate I need to chill out for a bit. I need to wind down. I need to relax for a second with plopping on a chair and going to the phone.
Sure.
Swiping the stories, watching the YouTube videos, checking the emails, right? Like they're associated with winding down. Whereas obviously we didn't have phones in our pockets 20 years ago. So could you be completely content on those 27 days? You remove the technology and be just as happy?
Yes. I think
How much sleeping?
I think I might be happier. I wouldn't think I would be happier going in, especially day one. But I think as
That
time...
means no television as well.
What? Televisions aren't in my pocket? I thought this was a pocket problem. No, I'm out. What are you
Okay,
talking-
all right.
I got to have my stories.
The fact that you pet name
Yeah,
TV shows.
It's a little gross.
It's
a little gross.
It's a
No.
it's a little
Spitwads
gross.
are with Spitwads. Try it at home. Call them your stories. You'll
No,
love it. You'll love it.
Don't do it.
Come along for the ride. You got stories. I got stories.
You got pet names for all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Which, look, more power to you alone by yourself. What do you do? I'm asking a real question. What do you do on those relaxing days if you've got no TV, no phones? What are your activities? Because you can't nap the whole day, right, and be happy, probably. What do you do? Are you reading a book?
Probably not. Probably not.
Book on a beach.
Book is I think book's where I go as the next.
Like I'm not a hardcore reader. I have been in it at times in my life. So like when I get back into it, you're like, oh yeah, this is like I really like reading. I like diving into a fiction. I like learning stuff. So but book on a beach is that's fabulous.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
obviously,
fabulous living.
on this kind of a vacation, you're not by yourself. You're not stranded on an island. You're with someone, our wife, our friend, whoever. The activity that comes to mind for me, and this is something that like
Zip line.
It's so simple, but I could do this for hours and hours.
Yeah, let's hear this because I want to know the secret.
It sounds so stupid. Throwing a ball.
Okay.
I can do like
Wait,
if Andy,
you just
if you
lay
and I-
down and throw? Oh, with somebody.
No, with some just throwing a football. You're on the beach, just throw a football. I could throw a football with someone,
Really?
with a friend for hours. I
because you're
could just,
talking and stuff.
Yeah, you're just chatting and throwing. I just love it. It's
He
like
just
my
says,
favorite
"Shut up, be
activity.
quiet."
Yeah, no talking. We're throwing. Less talking, more throwing.
How long can your shoulder really hold up?
Well,
Oh,
I can't throw that hard. You know what I mean? I'm not throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastball, so I think I could
Would
throw
this
for a couple
translate to
hours.
like a frisbee too? Like a frisbee?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Frisbee, any
Boomerang.
kind of boomerang. Well, that's when you're by yourself. But yeah, I really enjoy any kind of back and forth activity.
What about kite flying with a friend? Would you do that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you ever get into kite flying?
Oh, dude.
Oh, what? That
No.
was.
No, I'm laughing because nobody's ever asked me a question like that with so sincerity.
That was really sincere. That
That
was
was
like
so sincere. It was too sincere for kites.
it was way too sincere for kites, Mike.
It was so inquisitive. I felt really like you were connecting with me.
Oh, did you?
And
So, Mike, the question is
no,
to you.
never. That's why I asked.
but
it.
you clearly you had a curious face.
Well, like
Has anyone?
that's what I'm saying. Like Mary Poppins, they're like, let's go fly a kite.
I mean, I've flown a kite.
Oh,
breaking
okay.
in.
You had a kite phase?
Yeah, I did.
Well, you said that like
hold on. Like
you want to make something of it?
like no, but like recreational, or were you getting like sport kites?
No competitive kiting.
just
but
for
for fun. Me
you
and my
bought a
friends in the
nice
neighborhood.
kite and then you went to the park.
Yeah.
No details.
We used to try to see how many spools we could get out.
Okay.
Nerd.
Was it like Batman kite? Did you have a
No, that was just a good flyer. I don't know. This was
Yeah, no,
probably
I-
like
look,
probably like
This
six,
is six
Hold
years
on.
or
ago.
seventh
I'm
grade.
not taking nothing away from
Hold
a
on.
kite flyer.
a good flyer?
We took them out to the beach once when we went to because you always got a breeze on the beach.
Right.
It's a good time. You just don't want to get your kite, hitting other people.
I just don't get it.
I couldn't give two farts
It's
about
kind of cool
flying a
letting them
kite.
go higher and higher.
It was fun. I haven't done it in decades.
I
but
feel
it
like
was
I would
a good time.
rather let a helium balloon go. It's like, oh look, but I don't have to do nothing. I just, you know what I mean? It's like that's the same as flying a kite to me. Is look how high I got it, and then you're
You should
done.
see this guy going fishing, no string.
That's right, just dynamite, baby.
I think we're done with that. Let's draft.
Spitwads, do you eat? Do you eat dinner? Do you ingest food? Because I do, and I'm guessing you do as well. Well, with HelloFresh, you're going to get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. I hate grocery shopping. I hate having the list, finding all the different things in all the different parts of the store. They have HelloFresh do it, and then you're actually getting higher quality, great ingredients at cheaper prices. They deliver it pre-portioned right to your door. They have fit and wholesome meals. You can cook it with your family. You could cook it by yourself, for your family. There's so many ways to eat. There's so many ways to eat dinner. And dinner is one of my 3 favorite meals of every single day of my life. And I love HelloFresh. I've used HelloFresh for years and years and years. Our family loves it. You can customize what you like, what you don't like, what type of meal. They have quick 20-minute recipes, easy low prep and easy cleanup options. HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal of the same quality, and it's easy. It's done for you, and you will absolutely love it. Go to HelloFresh.com/Spitballers16 and use the code Spitballers16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Not 1 gift, 3 free gifts. Once again, for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts, go to HelloFresh.com/Spitballers16. Use our code Spitballers16. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, we are drafting the best disaster movies, which I will say I do enjoy. An end of the world, a disaster movie. I like the drama. I like it when they're character driven,
Ooh,
intermixed,
that's your #1 mistake.
which you guys are more wave driven or atomic bomb driven.
Yeah.
Okay, which is fine.
Like how many landmarks?
Have been, yeah.
Because that's how I know. Like
Well, look, my first pick does have one.
I realized one thing earlier when we were talking about this at the start of the show. I realized my barometer for enjoyment of these movies, it would be a monetary value of destruction.
Right.
Oh, like
That's
how
what
much
it-
the net
how-
effect is.
How much money did they just destroy? How much will it cost to rebuild?
Oh, like when they have bad hurricanes nowadays, and they go, "Oh, it's going to be over $5 billion in damage."
Exactly. And I got to have a T on that note. I got to have $1 trillion in
Okay.
damage. That's where I'm at.
All right.
Okay.
I don't think there's a clear one-on-one. I really don't.
I think there's some first rounders. Though.
Yes, and I'm just going to go with what I think is the most well-rounded, enjoyable, and that's Independence Day.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have taken.
It blows. I mean, they blow up the White House, right?
Yeah.
So they have
It's pretty awesome.
They have that scene, which is amazing. It's got comedy in it. It's got aliens.
It's got the speech, man.
the Bill
Oh,
Pullman
yeah.
speech.
We will not go quietly.
That's right.
No way.
It's got Quaid in it. Up yours. So it's got it all.
Did you ever see
There's an alternate ending.
the
to it.
alternate
Yeah.
ending
Oh, yeah.
where he's flying he's in a prop plane?
He's in a crop duster.
He's in a crop duster that's going vertical.
I'm glad they pivoted into the F-16 or whatever.
The aliens just couldn't get it. It's too
Yeah.
fast.
But there was definitely a time when Independence Day was out. I watched it a lot. You know what I mean? Like you go back to
Yeah.
it. I haven't seen it in a while,
I
but I should.
I have seen it. I saw it like 2 years ago. No,
Okay.
no, it was at the house I live in now, which I just moved there less than a year ago. So it was in this last year.
Has
Excellent.
has anyone seen the sequel?
With Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
a sequel.
Yes. Unfortunately.
I have not.
I did see it. Yeah.
I must have seen it. I think that's why I watched the first one, and then I watched.
Oh, because you didn't want to be left out. You know,
Yeah.
you got to remember all the story.
I assume I watched the second one, but I do not remember, and that would have still been this year.
All right. Independence Day is my
man.
first pick, and I'm thankful to go first today because I don't have a long list.
I would have gone Independence Day, and now I don't.
Now you feel like it's not worthy
Well,
of this pick?
No. That's a great pick. I just think Jason and I, our taste is so close that I don't know which way he would go because
Yeah, you both want infinite money.
I have two. I have two here.
Time to gamble.
Yeah, I'll go with I'm gonna go with one of a classic for me. It's
Sure.
obviously it's not old, but this is like one of the ones that I saw as a youth in the movie theater that helped just it ignited my love
I know what movie
Of
it is.
destruction.
of destruction and world of, like weather events. So you got to go with Twister.
Okay,
You got to
All
go
right.
with Twister
All right.
here.
That's not where I thought you were going, actually.
that's a great pick. I like it.
Dupree.
But I'm so happy you went
Yeah.
that way because there were two that I wanted, and
You get
I
'em both.
get them both, baby. Deep Impact, I'm taking first.
Really?
Yes,
The worst? The worst of the two?
100% the worst. Yes. I
What?
if I have to, and I know this sounds weird and wacky.
Deep Impact?
Yes, the other one is such a better movie, way better movie,
Yeah.
100 times better movie.
Not as much destruction.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah,
as
yeah.
much
Okay.
destruction.
You don't
they
get,
sa-
you
they
don't get the
save
wave.
it. I want destruction.
You want the wave.
I want
Okay.
it to
Yeah,
hit.
yeah.
I want a deep impact, and this thing destroys
Okay.
everything. I mean,
Man, I remember being so resentful towards that movie because I felt like it was just copying the other one that came out.
which I'm sure will be drafted or might be drafted in the rest of this
So
list.
I withdraw my criticism.
Oh, if this was like best movies or
Which
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's the best disaster movie.
to me, this is the most disastrous movies. And I am taking the next one is Day After Tomorrow.
That was where I was torn.
Yeah.
Between that and Twister.
Yep. Day After Tomorrow is exactly like really that would be my pick before Deep Impact.
It hits them all. It hits them all.
It is
It was long, right?
perfection
Is it?
when it comes to I don't care about anything but destroying things.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's just
Well, I mean, it's got twisters, meteors, flash
Snow
freeze,
stuff going on.
oh, snow's
tidal-
everywhere.
tidal waves. Like it's got
Okay.
all the big
Yeah,
destroyers.
they sat down at a writing table and said, "All right, what are the major forces of destruction?" And then they made a checklist and
Yep.
they got them
And
all
we're gonna
in.
get
and
after
then
it.
they Tom Cruise, right?
No, Cruise is not in that
Well,
one.
Oh, I was thinking of War of the Worlds.
Yes.
Who's in Day After Tomorrow?
Quaid?
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
And Jake.
Yep.
All
Jakey
right.
G.
Okay, now I remember it. Yeah. Mike, back to you.
A young Jakey G.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I got Twister with my first pick, and I mean,
This couldn't have gone better for me, by the way. I'm actually
your list is still
my
intact.
list is intact. It's comfortable. I don't care what you take because I've got 2 picks.
Oh man, then where do I go?
With your heart, Mike.
Well, I got to take. It's the better asteroid film. I have to do it. This is for the people out there. I got to take Armageddon.
Way better movie.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
It was borderline #1 pick for me.
They get you in the heart at the end, and say what you want about the Aerosmith song. I still love it to this day. It's a good song, and I will die on that hill.
I will be right with you.
Thank you.
That was an
It's a
amazing song.
It's a good jam.
And it added so much to the movie. It's funny.
Because I miss you, baby.
Thank you.
It is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love Armageddon. And again, the only problem is
no.
just
yeah.
a few
Steve Buscemi.
little
Oh, gotcha.
little pieces broke through and hit some buildings. I need a little bit.
That's a great movie.
Little bit
Billy
more
Bob
destruction.
Thornton's in that movie.
Oh, it's star-studded.
It's great. All right,
Yeah,
that
bit-
would have been my pick, my next pick. But
See, I knew that one would not make it back.
But I am. Well, I hope one of these counts. Now I'm panicking.
We're fine. We're pretty loose.
The
with
Brady Bunch.
Honestly, from a pure.
We're pretty loose with it.
All right. Well, from you tell me. I think that I Am Legend is a disaster movie,
Yeah, I would agree.
and it's one of my favorites of all time with Will Smith. Like that setting, the city's destroyed. There's only a couple people left. So I will go with Have you seen it, Jason?
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay.
I don't believe I like it. You don't do a dog like that.
Yeah, totally agree.
It was Mercy Kill, right?
Yes.
So you do. Adam.
The writers.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Writers, you don't do a dog like that.
So I think I Am Legend, which ironically my first 2 movies are Will Smith movies in the disaster
Keep it going.
movie
Wild
genre.
Wild West.
Oh no. I will not be taking that. So I will go with Titanic for the third one.
Okay.
Titanic is
Okay.
one of the greatest disasters that's ever actually happened. So it's not hypothetical disaster; it's actual disaster. But
You probably drafted the only real disaster. I'm guessing. By the end of this list, I think you've got the only one that
yeah,
this actually happened.
which you're only allowed to do if the boat's yay big.
Right. Yes.
So Independence Day, I Am Legend, Titanic are my 3 picks so far. Mike has Twister and Armageddon, which are heavyweights. I wish I had ended up with Armageddon there and you had let it go through.
All right. And like it's such a wide genre, and what do you look for in a particular movie? Oh man.
I have so many.
I know, but like that's what I mean. Narrowing it down
It's hard.
of what I am looking for, and it changes from day to day. Like, what do I want destroyed right now?
Yeah, moment to moment.
I am gonna go. It's such a bad movie.
That's fine, Mike. How much did they destroy? How much destruction?
Everything.
Yes, pick it.
I gotta go with 2012.
Oh.
It's such a terrible, terrible movie, and yet everything is being destroyed. You have Woody Harrelson up there as a wild man just sacrificing himself
Isn't
to
there
the
like
destruction.
where they're driving a car and the ground is
Yes.
falling
No,
beneath
that's-
them?
like the plane. They're trying to take
Oh, yes,
off.
that's what it was. The plane is trying to take off, and
the
literally
world
the world is collapsing beneath them.
It's so bad. It's so stupid. And yet there is so much destruction.
That has to be one of the worst movies.
It's so bad.
It's
If you look up disaster movie lists all over the place, including IMDb,
Okay.
that is highest on the list with the lowest actual rating of the movie of all of them. It is the
No, it checks
lowest.
out. It definitely checks out.
So, yeah, not good. Not good at all. All right, you get – oh, man, I just found a dark horse. Jason, your final 2 picks are up.
all right. I am a little busy right now looking up the Rotten Tomatoes on 2012.
How did we do?
Audience score 47. That's not
That's
bad.
not too bad.
the tomato meter is 39%. So
That's way higher than I thought.
the
it
tomato
would be.
meter should be in the 12 range, if nothing out of
the
respect for 2012.
The butt sniffy critics. I'm pretty shocked with that number.
All right. So when Armageddon and Deep Impact came out, it was one of those, like, they both came out at the same time.
Yep.
It was the asteroid movie. Yeah, you know
okay.
where I'm going.
I know, which one?
Yeah, no, but here's the nice thing. So there was another pair that came out in the
Yep.
same time. It wasn't the asteroid, it was the volcano
Yep.
issue. And I'm taking the better movie in this one because they both had destruction. And I'm taking Dante's Peak.
Okay.
Dante's Peak. Who was that? Who was
James Bond.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. It was James Bond.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yes, Pierce
Thank
Brosnan.
Oh, get out of here, Pierce Brosnan. It's James Bond.
Yeah, no one would watch Pierce Brosnan. They were
That's
watching
like-
James Bond.
It's like once you become president, they always call you president.
Yeah. Mr. Bond.
So Dante's Peak will be my first, and now,
The scene that I
So
always
you have Deep Impact Day After Tomorrow and Dante's Peak. They're all D.
oh,
names.
maybe that can make my decision.
Ooh, the scene that I always remember from Dante's Peak is the when like someone gets like their elbow blasted off by a chunk of
Ow.
the rock, and then it zooms
Their
in on
bone
it.
is just sticking out.
Thank,
of the
yes.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, thank you, Al.
Somebody else remembered it.
yeah,
that
because
is-
that's the shock moment of the movie.
That is the movie that's told the story of the frog that boils to death. And if you put a frog in water and then slowly boil it, it'll stay in there and boil to death. If you drop a frog in hot water, it just jumps right out.
Right.
I use that story all the time.
it's good. It's a good story.
It's a good analogy for life.
So what's your final pick, Mr. Moore?
Oh man, I've got two that I love, but I've got to go the route of Mike here. I have got to go with terrible,
Oh, thank
awful,
goodness.
horrible movie that it checks more boxes than My Day After Tomorrow. It's literally made to just have all of them, and it's Geostorm.
Geostorm?
Yes. Geostorm is
Awful.
I mean,
Oh,
we
it's
put
so-
satellites in outer space so that we could control the weather, and now we have every major weather catastrophe.
What could go wrong?
Well, I mean, it's the best way to manufacture all of the natural disasters
Right.
because you have human control over nature in this movie, and it is just ripe with destruction. I don't think there's much of Earth left. And that's what I'm looking for in my
Right.
destruction
That'd be a
movies.
big bill, though. There has to be some left so that they start to rebuild
Absolutely.
at a great cost.
Gotta have that PayPal bill at the end.
All right. Mike, you get your final pick here. Twister Armageddon 2012.
All right. I'm going. This one's kind of out of left field here. Because I don't know. When you hear the name of it, you're not like, oh, disaster movie. But then when you think about the movie, like, oh, yes, this was, in fact, a disaster movie. But
Land
it's
Before Time.
It's that's an emotional disastrous movie. No, but it is a child's movie, and I'm going with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs,
Wow.
where the machine building all the gigantic food just destroying. I mean, this has to be a Jason Moore special.
Oh, this isn't destruction. This is glory. That's my only issue
Just
here.
don't send him this bill.
I mean, there's donuts falling from the sky. Sure, it's ruining the town, but it's also delicious. Like if
Never in a million years would I have expected
if
that
the
pick.
asteroid in Deep Impact was a cheeseburger, I'd be all about it.
I mean, like
Just don't stop it.
Yeah, just let it come through. I got this.
We don't need you, Bruce Willis.
It's got it all. It's got the destruction. It's got the villain,
The
with
meatballs.
the mayor, and then you have the brilliant scientist saving the world.
Mike always surprises us, doesn't he, Al? He's always got a surprising
See,
pick
the
in
thing
there.
is,
He
2012 is just such a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Cloudy is actually like good. It's a good movie, and I thought it was a unique spin on the disaster genre.
It is. And I will go with the original Cloverfield for my final one.
Okay,
Because
it was on my list.
It was so unique. There's several last picks that I have here, including, well, we'll get to some of our contenders. But I will go with Cloverfield because I remember just being, you're kind of, it's the shaky camera. You're mesmerized by the perspective. You almost feel like you're there.
Yeah.
So I will close it out with Cloverfield. Some other ones that were still on the list I laughed really hard when I thought about Eight-Legged Freaks when I saw that on a list. Do you
Sure.
remember that movie?
Yes. Yeah,
Of course
Oh,
not.
no, you don't. No, you don't, Jason.
Of course not. I
That would
never.
be a disaster for you.
I've said this before. I don't really get as freaked out with like bad CGI spiders,
like giant ones.
and especially giant. Like,
Bigger the better.
yeah, like if they're actually giant, like Harry Potter giant spider, it doesn't scare me because I know it's just fake.
Did you like Perfect Storm? Because that was on a lot of lists.
It's
It's just the
fine.
wave. I mean,
Yeah.
the movie. I don't. Who cares? But you've got a giant wave, and that's pretty cool.
The only redeeming part of Perfect Storm is which it's a dark humor, which I like dark humor, is the scene of they're swimming, like Clooney and Marky Mark, they go down, like the boat is sinking, and they could easily swim.
Spoiler alert.
They could easily swim up to the top because Marky Mark swims up, and George Clooney just makes this decision. He's like, no, and then he just slinks back into the shadows because he's the captain and has to go down with the boat. It's like, why are you just vanishing into the shadows? Swim up to the top.
Yeah,
Live.
Afraid of sharks.
Titanic did the same thing, dude. There's plenty of room on that door. Get on the door.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he'd sink that door.
Yeah.
He was
Waterlogged.
25 pounds.
Waterlogged. Go ahead.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah, that was the Tom Cruise one.
Yes,
But that one disappointed.
I didn't like the movie.
That's right.
I was very excited, and it did have a lot of destruction, but I didn't pick it because I didn't actually like. You don't go to that movie for destruction. You go to Geostorm for destruction. You don't
Right.
care about the movie. I went expecting a good movie, and it wasn't.
Yeah, Contagion was on a lot of lists. Which
Sure.
It's a really good movie, but I just felt like I didn't want to give any credit to that movie.
Yeah, Outbreak is better, but
Would you have considered these two movies? Would you have considered them disaster movies? Gravity?
I don't remember. Gravity.
Yeah, I think I would.
Wait, is that the?
That's the Sandra Bullock
yes.
in space.
Okay, in
and
space.
I mean,
I would not.
Okay, I didn't think so. And then The Road. Would you consider that?
no.
Okay. That's tough, right?
Yeah, that
'Cause
one
it's
is.
not way different than I Am Legend
But
in that the destruction's happened already, kind of.
yeah, it's just you have to fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
I do feel sad that San Andreas went undrafted. It's another
Yeah.
bad movie with The Rock
Yeah.
and a lot of destruction.
Yeah, that was in the last 20 years. There's been a few of those. Any others, Mike?
I mean, I had like Daylight on my list. If you remember that jam with Sylvester Stallone where they get stuck in the
I don't remember that.
tunnel. I think it's the Lincoln
Oh,
Tunnel.
yeah.
Wait, does water come in there or what?
Oh,
Yeah.
they're in a tunnel underwater, Andy.
What do you think happened?
Okay. All right. That I've had that
The
thought.
traffic clears and they walk out.
I was actually terrified going through that tunnel.
Yeah, tunnels are,
Under the water.
Tunnels are sneaky scary.
Yeah.
Way more. What's worse for you, a bridge or a tunnel?
A tunnel.
Tunnel.
Yeah, tunnel is
for
way worse for me.
sure.
Yeah.
Because it's just you're already in the grave,
Uh-huh.
and they're
There's
just closing off just an exit.
There's
Pour
just-
the dirt.
there's legit no way out. I'm more claustrophobic in a tunnel than I am in an elevator
Yeah, tunnels are
Yeah, I can see
tunnels are horrific.
because the exits are far away.
The idea of the Tesla underground
the boring company.
the
Yeah.
boring company that's making these roadways underground. I've seen some of the videos of those. Oh
scary.
my word! I'm not doing it. You can't
You need
get me in
emergency
there.
exits every 15 feet.
Yeah, and there's like no room for other cars. What if one car breaks down? I don't get it, but you won't catch me in that grave.
Okay.
What did we learn today?
I learned that everyone else here believes that everyone has a fear of heights. Also, I learned that I don't know what a fear of heights means.
I learned that Mike's father has he's wuss.
Yes, and I learned definitively that skateboarding is cooler than surfing.
I feel like you already knew that. All right, that'll do it for today's Spitballers. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Hope you had fun. Tell your friends, and we'll be back with a new episode next week.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.